Hello everyone, welcome to the Geopolitics YouTube channel, your one-stop channel for news on international affairs and strategic issues in English. We are focused on UPSC GS Paper 2, Political Science and IR optional, and all of you must have seen the rise of international affairs related current affairs in prelims of UPSC. So here you will get all that solution with free PDF. So now let's back to our video. Foreign direct investment FDI grew by 19% in financial year 2020-21 and India attracted a record 81.7 billion, or you can say 82 billion foreign direct investment. This is official news from Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. So what is FDI, how it is differ from FPI, why India is becoming a major destination for FDI investment, what more can India do, which states gets highest FDI, which country invested highest in India. Overall, all the things related to FDI will be covered in this wholesome and knowledgeable video. But before that, if you haven't subscribed our channel or you are first time viewer, please subscribe our channel, like this video and feel free to comment your experience. These are only motivations we have to bring such quality content for you. Alright, so hoping that you would have subscribed. Now let's start with very basic, what is FDI, foreign direct investment. In very simple words, if a company located in any foreign country but made investment in India, that investment will be called FDI. For example, most of you must be watching this video on any Chinese company phone, let's say Xiaomi or Redmi. So all the investment Xiaomi made in India will be called FDI from China to India. Now there is another term called FPI, foreign portfolio investment. So what is FPI? FPI consists of securities and other financial assets. It is investment made in financial asset of any company. It is passively held by foreign investors. Passively means investor does not have control over company's management. If we see difference between FDI and FPI, then FDI is active investment, FPI is passive investment. FDI is direct investment, FPI is indirect investment. FDI is long term, FPI is short term. FDI invest in financial and non-financial assets, while FPI only invest in financial assets. If we see some more differences, then FDI also bring ownership and management control, but FPI brings only ownership. FDI is stable, FPI is very volatile. In FDI, it's very tough to exit, but in FPI, it's very easy to exit. So these are few differences between FDI and FPI. Generally, most countries wants more FDI in their country. But since both FDI and FPI brings money, so a country always welcomes both, whether FDI or FPI. See, my idea behind explaining you what is FDI, what is FPI is to give you a fair background and to give you an idea about FDI things so that you understand this topic very well and from basics. So now let's back to our news. I have already told you that India gets 81.7 billion in 2020-21 financial year as FDI. 60 billion of this is equity inflow. So what is equity inflow? Equity inflow means foreign companies buying their equity in Indian companies. Now here, let me give you an example. Most of you must have heard many foreign companies like Facebook, Google, Qualcomm are buying stocks of Reliance Jio. This is called equity buying. They are buying the equity in Reliance Jio. Last year, this was buzz news not only in India but all over the world. If we talk about last year, then India received 74.3 billion FDI, in which 50 billion was in equity. But this year, India received $81.7 billion FDI, in which $60 billion was in equity. If we talk about major sources of FDI or countries who sends more FDI, then you will get some interesting things here. A tiny country of Southeast Asia, Singapore is highest investor with almost 33% FDI in India. USA, United States is second with 23% of FDI. Mauritius, which most of you must have known that it used to be top FDI investor in India, is now third with only 9% of FDI. Now if we see some interesting facts in this year FDI, then you must know that United States FDI equity flow doubled this year compared to 2019. From UK, which is also called Britain, investment grew 44%. But all of you must be shocked on the next fact, and that is related to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, which is oil-rich country, investment from Saudi Arabia grew whooping 300%. That means 3 times, from just 90 million in 2019 to 2.8 billion in 2020-21 financial year. All this data shows countries are believing in India's future, and it's also a sign of India's increasing good relation with diverse range of countries. I want to suggest you here that don't forget to quote all this data if you are writing or giving presentation on India's relation with United States, Britain, or even Saudi Arabia. It will definitely provide a new dimension to your answer, which can fetch you some extra marks. So now moving on, after seeing countries which invested most in India, now let's see states where most FDI arrived. And the top destination is Gujarat with 37% of total FDI. On second, it is Maharashtra with 27%. On third, it is Karnataka with 13% of FDI. So these 3 states, Gujarat, Maharashtra and Karnataka, gets 67% of total FDI, and rest of the country have to manage in remaining 33% of FDI. If we talk about sectors, then computer software and hardware is most FDI attractive. Its share was 44%. After this, 13% FDI is in construction sector and 8% is in services sector. Rest are drugs, rubber goods, retail trading and many others. Now if we see why India is getting so much FDI, then according to Government of India, production linked incentive schemes in several sectors, growth in digital economy, privatization plan of government, stable government in India, ease of doing business reforms, prospect of bright future in post-COVID era are some of the reasons FDI in India is growing. Now one more thing I want to add here, that India attracted just $82 billion and it is a record year. But last year, China in 2020 gets 163 billion FDI. That is almost double of India. This can be interpreted in 2 ways. In negative terms, see how much we are lagging from China. China's GDP used to be equal to India 3 decades back, but China is now 5 times higher than our GDP. But if we see on the positive hand, then we can say that there are still potential in India to get more and more FDI. So let's see what more can India do to attract more FDI. And if we talk about attracting more FDI, then apart from more reforms in India's business environment so that more FDI can be attracted, we need to work on FDI in manufacturing. Because India is a country of most unemployed youth, and this can be solved only by more investment in manufacturing sectors. I have made a video on India's unemployment. It is very educative video, you must watch it. The link of that video is in description, or you can visit my channel The Geopolitics. Beyond manufacturing, India's other states except Gujarat, Maharashtra and Karnataka, mainly eastern states like West Bengal, Odisha and Andhra, needs to work to get more and more FDI. Hindi belt states needs a lot of policy reforms. If all this get on the place, then trust me, in current geopolitics circumstances, everybody is looking for China's alternative. And certainly, India can be that place. If we continue to reform, perform and transform, our $5 trillion economy dream will not be a distant dream. So that's all in this video. Hoping that you would have learned something. With that, it's wrap of this video. Since you have watched this full video, I urge you to please subscribe our channel, like this video, and in comment box, please share your experience. I would welcome all type of comment, suggestion, idea, experience in the comment box. So feel free to comment. With that, it's a wrap of this video.
You can get free PDF of this video at our Telegram channel Geopolitics YouTube and our Facebook group Geopolitics YouTube. If you like this video, please consider liking it. Please don't forget to subscribe our channel. We will continue to bring quality content for you. We will meet in our next video. Till then, thank you and have a nice day.